Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today to share with you another Make It Monday tutorial. Today, I'm going to share with you a fun little technique using regular kitchen foil. So you can get your foil anywhere you want, your grocery store, Walmart, Aldi's, wherever you want. I purchased mine from Costco because they come in these individual sheets, and I kind of like that when I'm cooking and creating things. So I thought I would take a sheet of this and cut it in four. So I cut it this way, and then I cut it in that way, and I got 4 pieces. So let me share with you the technique. What you're going to do is you're going to need a piece of any colored cardstock because it's going to be all covered up. So you can use scrap or you can use your basic white. And the trick really is to cut your foil larger than whatever your cardstock is. Now, I've chosen today to do 3x4s, but you can do 4x5 1/4. You can do the full card front, whatever you want to do, but I chose a 3x4. So what you want to do is you want to grab your adhesive, and I do recommend adhesive and not liquid glue for this portion of it because the liquid glue gets just a little bit messy. And so what you want to do is you want to just add adhesive to all sides of your cardstock. And then you want to pick whether you want your really shiny side or your really dull side. And you want to adhere that, put your cardstock face down so that your adhesive is showing to you. And then you're going to just wrap your cardstock with the foil. And you want to be a little bit gentle just so that you don't tear the foil, but you do want to make sure that it has a nice crease on all the edges. So I just gently fold it up to the cardstock, and then I just use my finger to push it up a bit and then smooth it out. And then for the ends, I like to wrap it like a little Christmas present, just kind of those, fold those corners in a bit and then fold it onto the adhesive that's right there. And that gives you a nice end. And so again, just a little triangle like you're wrapping a present. And just fold it up so that it's triangular. And then since you have a little bit of adhesive there, just stick it down. And again, you want to try to get your edges as smooth as you can without tearing. And then I like to add just a couple pieces of Scotch tape for just a little bit more security and stability on the back of where I have my foil. And so that's it. That's how simple it is to cover your cardstock with foil. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to take an embossing folder. And of course, I forgot all my embossing folders, so I don't have any up here to show you. But you want to stick this into your embossing folder and make sure that the Stampin' Up! Logo is facing you. And when you do that, then you run it through your embossing folder and you get these beautiful images. This one is the eyelet embossing folder. And this one is that beautiful layered florals where those looks are. Now you can put it so that the logo's not facing you. And if you do, you're going to get the debossed image. So it really does depend on what you want for your look. If you want the sunken in, they're both beautiful, or if you want the raised effect. So really it is personal choice, but that is what's going to give you the popped up side if you put the logo up. And so that's how simple the technique is. Now let me share with you some of the cards that I created using that embossing folder. And what I did with my first card is I used the striped embossing folder and I colored in with my blends, my alcohol markers, and I just did a little of the darker pink and some of the blue, and I colored just randomly on that. And then I stamped Happy Birthday from Unbounded Love in Melon Mambo. I backed it with a little bit of Melon Mambo cardstock, and I actually embossed the whole card front using that same striped embossing folder that is in the current catalog. And that is how simple and easy our first card comes together. Now, when adhering your actual embossed foil to your card, you can use liquid glue. Just make sure you don't get it all the way to the edges, because if you get glue on your hands and then you touch your foil, it's going to rip your foil. But you also want to be very careful if you're using Stamp and Seal, because you don't want to rip your foil as well. So liquid glue on the final project is fine. Just be very careful that when you adhere it, that you don't get glue on your fingers, because it will rip your foil. And yes, of course, that is personal experience talking. So I popped up my greeting with Stampin' Dimensionals, and that's our first card. My second card, I ran it through the cane weave embossing folder, and I again took some Stampin' alcohol markers and I colored all over little spaces with the coloring, and hopefully you can see that on the video. And then again, I used the modern oval punch, the happy birthday from Unbounded Love, and then I used some just silver rhinestones and I colored them with my alcohol markers to make them match. And all of the measurements and all of the supplies for all of these projects will be available on my blog at blessedbycards.com. And for my final card, I used that new embossing folder, the beautiful butterflies. And for this one, the blue and the orange are colored with Sharpie markers instead of the alcohol markers. So I wanted you to see that the yellow is actually in, hopefully you can see that, in the Daffodil Delight alcohol marker, so it comes out much lighter. And the Sharpies do have a more vibrant look. Now these were all done with the alcohol markers, but you can go back and you can recolor them after they dry, and they do become a little bit darker. So it's totally your choice, personal preference. But this is just a Night of Navy cardstock. I took a couple pieces of the Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie and just kind of put them on an angle. And then this Thinking of You is from Wonderful Thoughts, and I did cut that out with the dies that come in that bundle and popped it up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And that's pretty much it. That's the technique. And those are the 3 cards that we have created using that aluminum foil technique. So I hope that you give this a try. You can use any embossing folder you want, and it can be the main focal point of your card, or it can just simply be a background. So that's all I have, my friends. Thanks for stopping by. Please join me again next Monday for another Make It Monday tutorial. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. Hop on over to my blog at blessedbycards.com, and I'll have all the supplies that you can purchase and anything else that you might need to create these projects. Thanks again. Until next time, be blessed.